Huh? Okay, so before we get started, just a little bit of backstory. In the pre-YouTube days, we did a build for, I think it was like the second MiniMayhem, and it was a hit, and then I sold it. I shouldn't have, but I did. Crazily enough, a couple months ago, it showed back up on Facebook Marketplace, and we bought it back. So we're going to give you a little rundown on this, and then what we're going to do with it.
We didn't buy it back in the same condition as we sold it in.
Oh, God, it's clapped.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's in horrible shape, but we're going to do a quick little refresh on it and bring it to MiniMayhem this time around. So let's get after it. This is a 90cc kids ATV with a 212 shoehorned into it. We sold it a while back after riding it for a few months and finally found it again on Facebook Marketplace. And now we're going to bring it back to its original glory. John, what's wrong with this thing?
Brakes. Gasket was missing. We found one to put on it. It sounds like it's got compression, but as you can see, the spark plug's in it. I don't know where the air is coming out at, but it's not where it's supposed to be coming out at.
It's got compression just in the wrong places.
The tires still look new, but they're flat. There is zero air pressure in them.
I can't believe we found this thing again. This is wild. What you got going on here?
Trying to revive these clapped out bearings. Don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm going to try. And no, I'm not worried about getting oil on top of that piston because that thing is trash.
Good God at the rust. Man, these are, this is how we used to do things back in the day. Just square tube and probably less than quality welds. I'm looking this block over to see if I can find a hole in it. See if it'll roll a little better, hopefully.
Actually, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Must have softened that rust up. And yes, we're going to run it like that.
All right. That's the only bad thing about working on these little bitty quads is they are not high enough off the ground to work on. All right, it's teardown time. Now this teardown turned out to be a lot more of a hassle just because all the bolts that were on there were rusted on and most of which had to be cut off or they were missing completely and it was replaced with a zip tie. I'm all for using zip ties, but there's some things you just shouldn't use them with. I did end up putting some miles on my Sawzall that day. So for the motor, we're going to be using this right here. This is a standard 212, but it's got a billet flywheel. I know it's got a cam in it, but I can't remember what cam is in it. But the head on it is a little messed up, so I've got a replacement head that we're going to swap on this thing real quick. Then we'll just slap on the torque converter and get it thrown in the quad. Now this is a Hemi block, and we ended up having a non-Hemi head sitting around, and we figured, hey, let's give it a shot. It'll give us a little more compression, maybe some more power, and we've always wanted to try it. John, you're doing a good job out there.
Alright.
John is outside currently painting the frame. I know we're Rattle Can Customs, but we kind of figured you'd probably get a little bit bored just watching him spray paint a frame, so figured we'd film the engine, or figured we'd film the head swap, but you will get to see the before and after though, so this will be a cool shot. I can tell you this, it looks really good from here. It's going to be the most finely polished turd at Busco. What do you think?
It looks real good camouflage, you move it.
I'm glad you're doing all that work to paint that frame for it to get covered in mud. I'm going to go ahead and change this cover out too. We've got a cleaner one because this one has been through the ringer. Look at that. Look how much prettier that is. Look at it. feel just so much better. I'm with that. As far as the motor goes, it's got a billet rod, billet flywheel, the 15-pound valve springs, which it no longer has. Good news! Found some 22-pound valve springs. Had some in one of these drawers. It just happened to be rolled at the back. But I was like, heck yeah, we're going to try them. They work. We're going to get everything set up and put this back together. And we're going to try and slap it in that frame that's way over there. All right, so we've got the motor put back together almost. We're still figuring out the exhaust, so we still got to wait on some other parts. John's got the frame cleaned up and painted, and we're going to slap this thing back together and just see how it looks. John, I'm sorry, I got a little overconfident on what I had and didn't have. So I thought we had some stuff that it turns out I did have, but it's not going to work for this project. So we're going to have to figure out an exhaust. We're still waiting on throttle and brake handles and everything because the ones that were on here were broken. And a fuel tank. The old fuel tank actually has a hole in it, so we can't even use it. And for what it would cost to get a plastic repair kit, I could just replace the gas tank.
That's the nice thing about the Chinese four-wheelers and dirt bikes. They're cheap.
So John came up with a great idea to clean up the original frame and paint it, which we've done, but leave the plastics because these plastics have a history to them. This was one of our first really in-depth builds, and this thing was a riot. It's slowly coming together, so I'm just waiting on the parts to come in, and then we're going to continue with this. So we're waiting on torque converter, fuel tank, levers,
and brakes.
And yeah, the brakes and all that.
Some type of custom exhaust.
Yes, that is something we're going to have to address.
And something we're going to address is the air filter being where it's at. We don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we're going to route it so it doesn't catch all the mud. Or either we're going to build a box around it and snorkel the box.
It'll have kind of a snorkel on it, but I mean, it ain't going to be crazy. I mean, it's still a 90cc kids Chinese ATV, so, well, it was. Now it's got a 212 shoehorned into it.
Built 212.
Yeah, it's, I haven't even rode it yet. I'm kind of scared of it. I'm not going to lie.
I can already tell you it's going to lift the front wheels off the ground.
Nice.
I like building stuff that scares me to ride.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Scary stuff's the fun stuff. As soon as all those parts come in, we'll jump back on this. But, I mean, we can't really go any further today until they come in. So, if you haven't already, like and subscribe so you can see the future of this thing and anything else we do.
Till next time, get up, get out there, get after it.